Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Faces of the Family. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today, we're joined by our very special guest, Father Lukasz. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for the invitation.
Wonderful.
How are you doing?
I'm great. Are you ready for some questions?
Of course I am.
All right, Anna, take it away.
Okay. Could you tell us a little bit about where you grew up and what your family was like?
So I want to introduce once again myself. My name is Father Lukasz Kopala. It's not difficult to guess that I'm not from here, originally from Poland. So I grew in Poland in a very small town. Then after a few years, we moved to the big city of Krakow. So most of my education actually I received from the schools and college in Krakow. I have two brothers, Thomas and Raphael. I am a middle child, so this explains a lot. This explains a lot. Now, actually, my family, my parents, actually, my mom moved. To a little village outside of Krakow. You know, we as a family decided that we want to have a little more quiet, relax. You know, all of the kids, finish the schools, education. All of the family has a, own families. Like my brothers has a family, have kids. So we kind of decided that we don't want to live anymore around such a busy, noisy life, but have
slow down.
And I really appreciate it very whenever I'm visiting my mom, my brothers. I really enjoy the quiet time.
Do you visit often? Go back.
I usually go twice or one time a year. It depends what's happening in my priestly life.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are busy with other things. Like for the last few years, as you know, in our diocese we have a renewal program. So we have been so many changes, so many meetings. So especially at the first years of it, it was kind of like my focus was about how to help with all of it and how to support people. And there was a lot of difficult different decisions. And a lot of challenges, not only for us priests, but especially for people, for parishioners.
Absolutely. When you go back to Poland, what do you like to do? Like, what's your favorite thing that you look forward to every time you visit home?
What I'm usually doing and what I love to see, it's see my mama. My father, I didn't mention before, my father passed away like 10 years ago. So I have only mom and two brothers. I like to see my family. As always, that is one of the reasons why I'm going there. We are so lucky in my family that we all live in the one street. It's like mom house, my younger brother house, and my oldest brother house. So we all live in the one street as a family. So I just don't have to drive to see my brothers, my nieces, my nephews, but I just, I just walk to them, with mom knocking to their door or they knocking to our door, So I basically what I'm saying. I usually trying to take my mom for vacation.
Oh, nice!
I was already planning with her. Like last week, we already decided we're gonna see this year. Like Baltic Sea. Spend a few days there. So I usually trying to have a little private time with my mom. I don't see her very often. I'm living and working in America, so it's not easy to see her very often. But thanks God for the technology, because I can speak with her almost every day on the website, so on the WhatsApp and the other different programs, that the technology provided. So it's much easier and easily to stay connected, and talk.
Sure. Yeah, that's wonderful.
I bike a lot. I love swimming. I read the books also a lot. This is what I think one of my favorite things to do. Just close the door, have a little tea,
a little quiet time.
And just open the.
We're very busy.
Just put the, a little lamp, and relax. And also, one of my big hobby, which used to be I was professional dancer.
What?
Really? No way. That's so cool.
That is
I
awesome.
usually go for it was during my high school.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was professional dancer. I even thought that my career would be to open the
professional
studio and,
Okay.
and teach the kids how to dance.
Yeah. That is awesome.
Yeah, so it
We're
was-
all dancers.
We're all dancers.
Yeah, so it was wonderful. It was wonderful experience. I mean,
Awesome.
teach
That
me
is so
a lot of discipline, and-
Discipline,
Absolutely.
for sure.
and
Definitely.
so this helped me also a lot now of being a priest.
Yeah.
That I received so many good things. It was good lesson for me, and then also I think that the other things what I really like to do is also like diving.
Oh, wow.
Diving?
Yeah,
That's
so
really cool.
That's
actually
cool.
I've been
How did
in-
you get into diving?
I started this, when I was in Poland, in my college in Krakow. There was a special group of students, who has a kind of like ability, opportunity, to give us some class training, and I even been for vacation a long time ago, and I go for this place.
That is so cool.
That
when
is
I can,
so
when
you
I can dive
have a
in.
lot of hobbies then.
Yeah, I have, and I think this is very important.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
It's very
100%.
important to find, I think, the balance in your
Mhm.
life,
Everyone
which
has to.
which I struggle many times. I mean,
Yes.
in the past, but you learn, you grow,
Exactly.
whole life.
Balance it all together.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I just see that it's time for pray, time for other things, but there is also time for fun.
Mhm.
I'm
Absolutely.
still a human being.
Yes. Yep.
Right.
So this
There's
is
always time for
So
fun.
you mentioned that you thought you would be a professional dancer.
Yes.
When did you change your mind and start feeling a call to become a priest?
I think that I was feeling the calling from even, I would say, like being a child.
Oh wow. Okay.
I always actually knew that inside somehow, and many people told me also. Like I never forgot my teacher from the geographical class. She always told me that you're gonna be a priest one day because you have a breviary face,
Yeah.
And I said, really, and I was thinking about the priest in such a young age, but it was not like serious yet, and like
Mm.
final decision. I think that seriously, I think I started to think when I went in college,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I remember that any classes in high school or in college, wherever I go to school, I always started with daily mass.
Mhm.
I always go for daily mass,
Yes.
always serve. I was a lector. I was
Okay.
altar server
Mhm.
too. So I was somehow always connected and
Connected.
staying close with God, with church, with priest. But I think that the final decision I make, when I graduated the college in Krakow, and I decided that I'm not gonna be a dancer.
No.
I'm gonna be a priest.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Did you attend seminary in Poland or in the States?
Actually, I did here
Okay.
in Christ the King. I didn't do all of the formation
Okay.
because I graduate actually theology
Okay.
in University of
Oh,
Krakow.
wow.
Okay.
So when I came here to United States, most of my credits have been accepted.
Oh, wonderful. That's great.
So I did study at Christ the King Seminary. I took some of the courses,
Yeah. But
but not all of them.
Mhm.
I think that the first things what I did here when I arrived to America was that Christ the King sent me for University of Buffalo for the English as a second language,
Yes.
Mhm.
and I think this was one of my really awesome experience in
Aw.
America, because I studied English with like 30 students from 30 different countries,
Wow.
and everyone have a different accent.
Oh, I can imagine.
And it was so funny that we have been in the one class, we learned the same language, and at the beginning, none of us could understand each other
Yeah.
because of the different language, with different
Yeah,
accents. I mean,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
So I studied with people from Iran, Colombia, Ukraine, Poland, Germany.
Mhm.
Yeah, there were people from Africa. So there was people from the entire
All
world.
over,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
World in one room.
And this was really a wonderful experience for me to not only learn, English, but also learn so many different cultures.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome. That's awesome.
So you mentioned your geography teacher
Yes.
kind of inspired you to become a
I mean,
priest,
she always told me that.
encouraged you a little bit.
Yeah, she just always mentioned to me that you're gonna be a priest because you have a priest family.
Is there
And,
anybody else in your life that inspired you to follow your
Absolutely,
vocation?
there was so many people who involved about
Yeah.
my decision. You know, one of the big influencer was, of course, Saint John Paul II,
Yes.
Absolutely.
the Polish Pope. And I think during the time when he was a Pope, you know, a lot of young men have been inspired by his example of priesthood, you know, and how to loving God and people decided to be a priest. I think also my pastor from my home parish, of course, too. Some of the, I think, teachers, some of friends. I mean, I was so blessed that there was always so many good people around me who kind of like supported me, you know, and with any kind of decisions and so like I could say that the most and the big person who really impact, you know, it was John Paul II, and I have a privilege also to see him 2 times as a Pope.
Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome.
When I was in college, you know, we traveling to Vatican and with the other group of students from Krakow, I had a privilege to have with him and the other students like private audience, and I
That's
think,
really cool.
and I think this was also kind of like for me.
Would you say for anyone who is discerning a vocation to the priesthood that having a good support group around them is important? Do you have any advice for people who are discerning a vocation?
You know, I will be saying first of all, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the challenge are and always will be. You know, I remember when I was flying to America for the first time. And I never forgot on the plane, you know, when I asked myself, Lukasz, what are you doing? You're going to the new country with no language, with no friends, no mama, no food. It seems like you have to start with everything completely new.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, the big challenge was, of course, language.
Yeah.
Because, you know, how I'm going to communicate with people, you know. And at this time when I was, you know, when I started, you know, first time came to America, you know, I just only knew the words, how to say thank you or good morning.
Yeah.
And that's all. And I never forgot I have in my plane, my Polish Bible.
Yes.
And, you know, and during this time, you know, I was like reading, and I remember that I opened one of the page and it was literally saying when Jesus said to his disciples, you know, on the big storm, on the lake, do not be afraid. I will be always with you.
That's beautiful.
And I just said to myself, you know, I need to trust God more.
Yeah.
If He truly wants me to be a priest in America, He will send a good people who will help me and who will support me. And I did. I was so blessed to meet so many good people who helped me so much. And I know that without them, it will be impossible for me to be here. You know, I just came with small suitcase, you know, this is what I just packing my whole life, you know, in the small suitcase and starting something completely new, you know. Could you imagine like tomorrow go to Africa or Japan?
No, I can't
You know,
imagine.
yeah,
It's a
so
lot of
it's-
courage.
so it is big challenge. It's still, I mean, challenge always will be, like I said, life challenge all of us. But I think that the important thing is to not easily give up, but take these challenges and
That's so encouraging for so
and
many
invite
people.
invite Christ for help, you know. And I think this is what I'm trying to do, you know. This is even today I have a school mass and at St. John the Baptist, and we even talk about how to pray, and I said to this student, the children, that you know that I ask them first, how you start your day, and some of them, they say it, I'm going to the bathroom, I open my eyes, I eat breakfast, I put my shoes, my clothes, and I said to them, my first day, what I'm starting every single day is what my mom teach me, I'm kneeling literally in the front of the crucifix, and I'm always saying, Our Father, Hail Mary, Hail Holy Queen, and thanks God for everything what he gave me, and so it's all. So I think we need to find the balance,
Yes.
in our life.
Speaking of prayer, what is your prayer routine every day? Things that are non-negotiable, you have to.
Yeah, there
do
was a liturgy of the hours. We call this breviary.
Mhm.
So the priests have to pray in a different time of the day. There was morning prayer, midday, evening prayer, night prayer. So this is the things what every priest, pray,
Cool.
And beside of it, it's also time for different kind of ways of prayer and bringing God, into our life. I always trying to be minimum half hour before mass and have my kind of meditation prayers, quiet time, prepare myself for the Eucharist.
Yes,
absolutely. Something important. This is sacrament, it's true God. So I just cannot just come, but I need to, put my mind,
When you say mass at Pompeii, we always see you out in the pew saying the rosary with everyone.
Absolutely, yes, it is very important. I think it's very important for all of us, even for our parishioners. Just come early, prepare yourself for this beautiful sacrament of the Holy Eucharist. Yeah.
So you mentioned you did a school mass at St. John's today. So youth is the future for us, for our community, for our faith, everything like that. What would you say to all of us who are trying to bring the youth in, trying our hardest? What advice would you give? What should we be doing more of? How should we be bringing all of these kids back to Jesus?
First, I think what we need to do is invite them to pray. We need to spend time together.
Yes.
Somehow, this can be adoration, can be mass, can be, youth ministry, and there is so many young people here today who search for God, who search for the truth, and I think also technology, use technology today. I always say to some of the friends that we need to learn more and pushing more the good things or our social media.
Yes.
Because our young generation today,
whether you like it or not, they're on social media.
Absolutely, absolutely. Providing. But I will also say to them, pray, say even, few minutes, even say one Hail Mary a day. It's good start. It's something than nothing, and we all somehow have to start somewhere.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So we cannot also bombarding someone and give him so many things. It will be overwhelming and even send these people away.
Can be discouraging. Yes.
Absolutely, this can be discouraging. So small steps, and I think be friendly, be open, be welcome. Smile to people. And by small things, we can build trust. And we also can invite them to be a part of the church through many different activities, that we offer, or even your beautiful ministry, offer. Like I said too many times, and I even sent to someone that when I see your team, like rock stars, for Jesus, this is the future.
It is.
This is our future for our parishes, for our church. It's so nice to see that so many kids are involved, and we also need to remember that it's not only the children, but it's also their parents.
Yes.
So we evangelize all of
the whole
families.
family.
Yeah, that's why we love doing
Absolutely.
our family mass where the rock stars sing. We love having coffee hour afterwards. It's a great opportunity for everyone to get to know each other and
I so love this. I mean, they're wonderful, and I'm glad that you're doing this thing. So God bless you. You know, this takes you also a lot of patience, I'm sure.
It's taught us a lot, and we love doing it.
Those kids,
it's
are amazing.
Yes, it is big joy, and I think this is what our communities today are needed to see that joy, to see the happy children, to see
You
children
said
who sing.
our Rockstar Mass 2 weeks ago.
Yes,
Your homily was fantastic.
Oh, the kids loved
they
it.
Loved
they absolutely loved
they
it.
loved
Especially
it.
with the cookies.
The cookies.
They loved it. It was
cookies.
amazing. It was
Yes.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That was
laughing.
good. You know, we teach them through many different.
Absolutely.
You know,
did you think of that day or before Mass when the rock stars, like your homily with the cookie? Did you?
Honestly, I literally go before Mass to buy coffee because sometimes I have a lot of time between masses. So I'm stopped and I just said, "Oh my God, this is gonna be about temptation."
Okay.
So I just see so many cookies, you know, next to the coffee. So I'm gonna buy one and just teach kids, you know, that we all love cookies, you know.
And
we all love cookies. Yep.
But it was amazing because the kids still are talking about, oh yeah, I remember.
Oh my God, that's nice.
Because we see them at Mass and they're like, they loved it. It was really great.
It
was
wonderful.
I really enjoyed this message too. Wherever I can help, you know, please don't hesitate. Always.
It was a great memory for them to relate to coming to church. That church doesn't have to be super serious all the time. It can be joyful and.
Absolutely, like I said, it's always balance. You know,
balance.
It's time for when we need to be serious. When we pray, we focus, but we also need to have
joy.
Some joy. Exactly, with the word joy. Yeah, this is what we miss sometimes.
Right.
You know, in our communities, joy. You know.
Yes.
So, what do you love most about being a priest?
Most, I think, is celebrating the Mass. So there is no questions about this. I just love to celebrate Mass, you know, and also the other things, you know, will be other different sacraments, you know, like we have so many baptisms now at St. John the Baptist.
That's wonderful.
Them, you know, and so I truly always enjoying to baptize the new children, invite them to the Christian community. And I think this is also a great opportunity for me to also evangelize their parents, their families, friends, absolutely. And this is for me the good opportunity to say something about faith, about God, how important it is, you know, and also help parents to understand what is your responsibilities as a mom or dad. If you bring your child to the baptist, take also the responsibility.
It's not about that day. It's about all the days to follow.
Absolutely. Baptism is just the beginning, you know, of the journey.
Yes,
know,
beginning to a long journey.
Yes. I also only say one thing. Also, another thing what I really love to is I think visit the sick too.
Yes.
You know, I think this is very important ministry, and sometimes it's kind of a little forgotten. You know, there are so many people who are suffer, who are lonely. You know, who need sometimes to hear just simple good word. It doesn't have to be a big things, you know, and I always trying to support these people, you know, give them sacraments first of all, and also give them a hope, you know, show them that there is someone who's truly take care of you, who love you, who wants to, you know, be next to you, be a company, especially at this maybe difficult time of their lives when they sick, when they suffer, you know. So there was a lot of different, you know, varieties. One of the things that I also love is like I said, the Mass with children, you know, and the kind of it, because they also give me a lot of joy. You know? So I just love it. This and as we mentioned before, this is the future. This is our
they are our future.
Absolutely.
We have to
so we need
keep them strong in their faith.
Absolutely.
Are there any parts of your ministry that you find challenging?
Yes, I think there is always, you know, challenges, no matter where we go and what we're doing, you know, this is part of our life. You know, the challenge sometimes can be communication.
Yes.
The right communication, you know, and this is the the big part that we, I think, all need to learn how to communicate better with one another. As you know, there were so many changes and challenges in our lives today in our parishes. The difficulties for me sometimes is to give good example and how to explain people that everything what we're trying to do is to preserve our faith in our churches. We don't want to hurt them, but we truly want to make even a faith much stronger.
Yes.
And because of the so many challenges, we need to learn how to work together, how to support together, how to love each other, and then build the one holy church, and invite people, and help them to find the purpose of life.
With the Family of Parishes now, what is something you're looking forward to seeing now that we have all of these communities coming together to build a bigger, stronger community? What's something you look forward to seeing?
I would like to see more youth ministry.
Okay.
Young people.
Yes.
They're having greatly missed, and I hope we will have opportunity soon maybe to establish big, strong youth ministry. And I truly would love to be a part of it, and see them as soon as possible, and support them, pray with them, also spend time outside of prayer or a mass, just social.
We're having
and build, friendships,
for sure.
Bring welcoming, trust. And I think this is what I could say that I missed the most in our family of the parishes. I would like to see that we as a family provide more opportunity for the young people, not only for the youth, 17 or 20 or 25, but even, more for activities for the young marriages, young families, who as a children, it's like, because sometimes I think that somehow we don't have enough of this, and they are the future, as we said before. So.
We're having Rockstar Camp again this summer, so we hope to see you there.
Oh, definitely! If I will be only available, I'll be happy to come again. I know that last year was awesome. The kids did a wonderful job. You provide so many wonderful, opportunities how to learn, about God, about faith, and it was time for prayer, but it was also time for fun.
Yes, balance again.
Yes, absolutely. The important is balance in our life.
That's the key word.
Yeah.
For me, it is. But I learned. But I can tell you, I learned this by years. It didn't come yesterday.
It takes a lot of practice.
Yes, it is. It is. Yes.
So, trying to, as we were talking about youth, do you have any advice for people who are younger or younger families that are struggling with their faith? Do you have any advice for them to make them feel more welcomed into church? Maybe they haven't came to church in a while or are just struggling with their beliefs?
I will say to them, first of all, that, remember that God loves you, who you are. We all weak, we all have our limitations. We're just human being, and I remember this beautiful quote from, I believe was John Chrysostom, who said, that if you come into the church for looking for the holy people, you will never find them. But if you come into the church to find God, then you're doing the right things. And I think no matter what's happening in our life, everyone has a different story of life, and we carry so many different, sometimes bad experience. We need to remember that, especially at this time, God wants to invite us, and God wants to remind us that you are not alone. I'm with you. I want to be with you. I want to be a part of your life, of your family life, so God constantly, inviting us and wants to be a part of our life. It's up to you what we're going to say to him, With our answer going to be yes or no. But God always gave us another chance, He
Okay.
never rejected anyone. His arms are always open. And I think this is what we need to learn, I think, also as a church, be open, be
Yes.
welcoming, none of us are perfect,
No.
Yeah. Right.
and
Very true.
and I will also encouraging them, pray, try to pray with your kids, bring them for mass, I always said at St. John the Baptist, to the young families, I said to them, don't bring the children to me, bring them to Jesus.
Yes.
Right.
Jesus
Yeah.
wants to see them. Jesus wants to bless them. So not for me, but for
For the
God.
yes. What is a small practical step that someone who's really struggling in their faith but wants to come back to church but is still unsure, how could they move forward with their faith? What is something that they could do that would strengthen them to move back into the church and to restore their faith?
I think is to find the right community.
Yeah.
Find the good parish, good place that I feel comfortable. I think there is so many people today who are searching for home.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think this will be the most important things for me if I will have a situation like that find the place that you feel comfortable and slowly, start to practice your faith. Enjoy different kind of ministries. Many parishes invited and provided so many ministries today, and like I say, small steps,
Yes.
small
A lot of communities now have been dismantled and people are out looking for a new home, as you said.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a great opportunity
Yep.
to find
Yep.
a community you're comfortable
Yep,
in, find
absolutely.
people
And
that
stick with this community, open yourself for that community, and try to join different kind of the ministries and
wonderful.
make feel that this is your second home.
Yes, absolutely. All right. How about we ask you some personal questions? We kind of more upbeat, I guess. At the beginning, you mentioned that you like to take your mom on vacations. You mentioned
Yeah.
vacations with your friends. Where's somewhere you love to travel, like your favorite trip you've been on?
I've been in so many so many trips. I love traveling.
Yes.
This is also, I think I didn't mention before, is one of my kind of hobby, and I love to learn about the different cultures, eat the different kind of food,
Yeah.
and so this is always a lot of fun, and also you learn a lot,
Exactly,
through
yes.
it. I saw some of the part of Asia, of South of America, a lot of countries in Europe, because I am from Poland, so it's Europe. So for us, going from Poland to Italy or Germany is just 1 hour flight.
Wow.
Walk down the street.
Or we just take a highway and just drive.
Wow.
So it's very, very easy. Yeah. So I've been in kind of few different areas.
Do you have a favorite, specific favorite place?
Probably Italy,
Ooh.
Mexico,
Wow. That's fun.
and of course Poland, my home.
Poland, your home. Wonderful. Wonderful.
travel-
There is so many beautiful places in
Yes.
Poland that I didn't discover it all of them, because it's so many of them. But
Sure.
wherever I'm going, especially with my mom, we always trying to find a different spot that we never saw before. So it's also opportunity for us not only spend time together, but also see a different part of Poland.
So traveling a lot, you learn a lot about different cultures. Could you tell us something about the Polish culture that
The Polish culture, when I'm thinking about Polish culture, for me, it's always first of all, would be hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no doubt about it. Wherever you're going to Polish home, oh my gosh, we have to eat a lot. So and if you don't eat a lot, they're thinking that the food was not good.
Oh.
So I remember as a child, whenever I was traveling, to see my relatives in different parts of Poland, even if you don't want to eat, you have to eat, because if you don't eat, they think that the food was not taste, so they might feel sad that that you kind of So so the food, also Poland is famous, of course, with pierogis, Polish sausage, golonki, all of this kind of the food. when I'm thinking about the culture of Poland is I think family.
Okay.
Yeah, the family is very strong in Poland still.
That's
I
wonderful.
think it's very important for people in Poland. The family, the family and family are still very strong.
Awesome.
And I think this is the things what we are proud of, that the strong unit of the family.
Oh, that's awesome. So you've heard us. We sing in Polish sometimes. We're in
Yes.
no way
We aren't
fluent
Polish
or
at all.
good, and we're not Polish at all.
So
But how accurate is our
I
Polish?
think it was awesome. I tell you sing Serdeczna Matko.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is one of the hymn that we play many times,
Yeah.
especially in the
Yeah.
like funeral masses.
Okay.
Yeah, I even sing here a lot because
Yes.
sometimes wherever I go, people ask me, to sing at the end this
Mhm.
hymn Serdeczna Matko. So
Yeah,
actually,
so we're
it's
semi-accurate.
no, this was awesome.
Okay.
No, really,
Glad to hear
I
that.
understood everything. I think your Polish is great.
Great. 'Cause
Thank
we
you.
go down to St. Adalbert sometimes to sing masses there, and I'm always like, oh, I hope we're doing this right.
You are fine.
So-
Don't worry. People appreciate no matter what.
Perfect. Wonderful.
I remember, by the way, when you were talking about this, I never forgot, like, when I started to speak English and learn, more and more how to speak or read, or one of my teacher from University of Buffalo, Colleen, she always was a great teacher, by the way. Yeah, she always told me that. Don't worry, just talk.
yes.
Just keep going.
Don't focus so
Keep
much
trying
about
it.
this or that. Don't worry.
Cool.
Just do the best as you can. People will be appreciated no matter what, and they understand too.
Yes.
How I'm sure that if someone of you have an opportunity to learn the different language, it's not easy.
No.
It's not at all.
It's not easy. Some of you doing wonderful
We
job.
love it.
We love
We are
it.
so blessed to have you. Really, you bring so much enthusiasm, so much happiness.
Thank you.
People truly love it. So
Thank
thank
you.
you so much
Appreciate
also for your important ministry of the youth.
Thank you.
This is
Thank
the future. This is
Yes,
one of
they
the
are
way
the
how
future.
can we bring
How can
young
we bring
people,
them in?
young
Gotta
families, young
invite
kids.
them in.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sitting down to talk to us
Thank you so
today.
much.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
having you.
Thank you for inviting
Of
me.
course.